So interestingly enough, somebody asked me again pertaining to the fact that I said I would vote for Trump before I'd vote for Sanders, okay? And somebody said, you'd really vote for somebody that told people that disagree with him to go home? Yes, over Bernie Sanders, yes I would. Not over Tulsi Gabbard, but yes, over Bernie Sanders I would. Of course, like I stated, I won't vote for Trump again, but yes, over Bernie Sanders, a communist anti-American agitator, I would. Now, what you have to keep in mind, I'm not Tulsi Gabbard. Go figure. I tell people to go home that don't belong here all the time. I used to work at a port, and I had a Puerto Rican supervisor that always whined about how he hated this country, okay, while he made a six-figure salary. And he would always talk about how he hated the United States. And I told him a couple times, well, one time I was joking with him, and I told him, why don't you go over there to that gentleman? It was a Coast Guardsman. And I said, why don't you tell him what you think about this country, sir? And he never did that, of course. But my point is and also with Puerto Rico, with a lot of the negative attitudes that many Puerto Ricans have toward the United States, I think we should hold an election and see if the Puerto Ricans really want to get away from the United States like so many of them claim. And I have no problem letting Puerto Rico flounder in its own juices, okay? Its own corrupt juices. However, Tulsi Gabbard, who dare I say is better than me, maybe that's why I like supporting her, is maybe she's better than me. But Tulsi Gabbard, on the other hand, went to Puerto Rico and actually is working to support her fellow Americans that do not have an electoral vote, mind you. Puerto Rico does not have an electoral vote. They're not going to help her win the presidency. But she cares enough about her fellow Americans to go to Puerto Rico and support the deposing, or resignation I should say, of the corrupt leader of Puerto Rico. Okay? That is the kind of person Tulsi Gabbard is. I'm the kind of person that tells people that come from Puerto Rico that hate this country, why don't you go back to Puerto Rico? Okay? That's the difference between me and Tulsi Gabbard. But what the problem is with the average voter is they think they have to agree with a candidate 100% in order to support that candidate. This is not true. If you don't recognize that Tulsi Gabbard is the best candidate out of, I don't know, Biden, Harris, Booker, Bernie, or Donald Trump, there's something wrong with your mind. I'm going to leave links to her announcement for running for president back in Hawaii. I'm going to make a link for the interview in the street that she had in Puerto Rico. And I'm also going to leave a link to what Hinduism is, because everybody's so terrified of Hinduism, okay? No, what's funny is the form of Hinduism that Tulsi Gabbard actually adheres to is Bhakti Yoga. Now, Bhakti Yoga is the yoga of devotion. It's actually not that crazy, and everybody that thinks it is should read the Bhagavad Gita, okay? Anyway, that's it for this video.